What good is a fast car, a flash house and a gold-plated dunny to me? Absolutely no good at all. I've been put on this planet to protect wildlife and wilderness areas, which in essence is going to help humanity. I want to have the purest oceans. I want to be able to drink water straight out of that creek. I want to stop the ozone layer. I want to save the world. And you know, money's great. I can't get enough money. And you know what I'm going to do with it? I'm going to buy wilderness areas with it. Every single cent I get goes straight into conservation. And guess what, Charles? I don't give a rip whose money it is, mate. I'll use it and I'll spend it on buying land.
People sink your boat when you cut a tragic figure. They drink their lemonade and throw you a line.
If there's one thing that I, Steve Irwin, would want to be remembered for, it's be remembered for passion and enthusiasm. Conservation is my job, my life, my whole persona.
And welcome to Australia Zoo. Mate, every single thing you see here today, myself and my mum and dad built from the ground up. And Terry and I, well, we're just continuing the family tradition. Please, come and have a look at the things we love the most, our animals. Let's have a look. Come on, girls. These dingoes, Australia's native dog, wild animals. You girls are wild. I might have some treats for you. Aren't they just beautiful, eh? The dingo. Yes! The biggest and grandest arrivals of Australia Zoo's history is happening right now. 3 drop-dead gorgeous mega Sheilas are here. Siam, Sabu and little Bimbo. Have a look at this little cutie pie. This is my girl, and her name is Minibus. Now, this is a wombat, the closest living animal to the koala. Hey, sweetheart, you want to come for a roll in the sand? Come on, little girl. For our favourite sand pit. These are Australia's greatest excavators. The wombat, very famous Australian. We have a bit more of a dig. Woohoo! Our first big cats have arrived. Yep, the tigers are here. Welcome to the venomous snake house. Australia, of course, is home to the most venomous snakes in the world. And these snakes in here, these are the fierce snakes. They are the #1 most venomous snake in the entire world. Come on, buddy. Have a look at this little beauty. This is about the same size as the fierce snake that I used in collision course. Beautiful specimen, look at that. Have a go with this. Double whammy. Woo! Whoa. 2 fierce snakes. Stay down. Hey, stay down. Look at that. Hey. You're all right. Back in you go. Whoa. Might overstep the mark a bit there. Wouldn't want to take a whack off one of these. It'd kill you so fast, you wouldn't get time to blink. Whoa, hey. No. Come on now. You're a good snake. There you go. Good snake. And here it is, the animal planet Crocoseum. They said it never could be done. Experts from all over the world swore blind that I wouldn't be able to drag 7 crocodiles from ponds back in there all the way in here to the main arena. Woohoo! The proof is in the pudding. We're doing it.
In my life dealing with wildlife, I've been gored, clawed, chomped, bitten, savaged, jumped on, whacked, peed on, even groped. And every single time it's been my fault. If I get bitten, I've made the mistake. I knew what I was up against when I went in on that animal. And it's been a giant learning curve for me. I jumped on a crocodile and it was a bad jump under the water, whack, hit me in the head, scarred me here. I got scars all over my face. Terry tore my ear in half. No 2 fingers are the same. They've been snapped, split, chomped, nails ripped off. Have a look at my hands. Virtually scars on scars. You can't see the last bite because it's scar on scar. And this isn't some giant ego trip. It's just that I've got to get the camera. I've got to be right in there. I have to get right fair smack into the action. Because this day has come where the audience, you, need to come with me and be there with that animal. If there's whales dying on the beach on the western side of Tasmania, I want to share it with you. Because if we can touch people about wildlife, then they want to save it. If you go to SeaWorld and you get to have an encounter with a dolphin, you want to save dolphins. Gone are the days of sitting back on the long lens on the tripod and looking at wildlife way over there. Come with me. Share it with me. Share my wildlife with me. Because humans want to save things that they love. My job, my mission, the reason I've been put onto this planet is to save wildlife. And I thank you for coming with me. Yeah, let's get it. Is there anything in this world that would want to make me give away what I'm doing now? Yes. Yes, there is. When my children can take the football that I call wildlife conservation and run it up. When they're ready to run up our mission, I will gladly step aside. And I guarantee you it'll be the proudest moment of my life. And my job will be done like my mum and my dad. That, and only then, then and only then will I know that I have achieved my ultimate goal. To be able to stand aside and let them run up my mission. Because that's what I did for my mum and dad, and I'm really proud to tell you that. By crikey, I got tears flowing out, and I'm holding them back. I'm trying so hard to hold them back, but I'm just doing what they wanted me to do. They created a wildlife warrior. I am that. And they were able to stand aside to varying degrees. And I'm able to run that ball up, mate. I'm running it up. You know what? The opposition's hard and it keeps coming. But I ain't stopping until my kids can run it up for me. And then I'll stand aside like my dad did.
The true insight into Steve Irwin's heart is to see what he does with the rewards of his fame and success. He invests in conservation. As well as Australia's zoo, Steve is pouring his resources into thousands of acres of wildlife habitat in outback Australia, saving tracts of endangered brigalow forest from the onslaught of land clearing. It is here where Steve feels truly at home, working for the future of wild animals struggling for living space in a world that takes too much from wildlife without giving enough back.
The Steve Irwin you see is the Steve Irwin I am. Nothing's changed. Back in the early days, I actually did see myself on camera and thought, crikey, I think I can change. I think I can do better. And then my good friend, producer and director, John Stainton, went, mate, you've just got to be you. You've got to go back out there and be you. Because if you change, in essence, this is never going to work. So what I did was went straight back out into the firing line, jumped around out in front of the camera and just was me. And to this day, this is who I am.
I think he's had a natural growth, but he's still basically the same person that I met in the 80s today.
I love the enthusiasm about Steve, the passion, the dedication, the ethics. He's never wavered, not once, from what he believes in, and I admire that.
Before he was very free-spirited, and now he's free-spirited, but there's this weight that you can see on his shoulders, and the realisation now that there is that weight. That weight does exist. It's not just a figment of his imagination. There is a weight there. There's millions of people out there that are watching every move and everything he does, and it's easy for someone like me or someone else who hasn't got that exposure. We don't feel it, because if we do something that other people don't agree with, then, you know, it's like 2 or 3 people say something. Well, for him it's millions.
I can honestly say that going crocodile catching with Steve now is exactly the same as it was 20 years ago.
As a young boy, Steve was taught the skills of catching crocodiles by his father, Bob. Problem crocs they had to relocate away from population areas in northern Australia. Steve is proud to tell the world he learned everything he knows from his father. And to this day, they still team up to catch crocodiles for research projects.
How many singles has he got back there, Dad? 7.
Good work, Steve.
Yeah, good work, Dad. It's been a real honour sharing this with you, mate.
It's great, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're a good team, you and me.
Perfect.
Yeah, really, really good. The devastation of losing my mum knocked the wind out of me for over a year, more, 2 years. Right now I'm sad, and I'll never get over it. And it was only the strength of our family values and the bond that my mum helped us Irwins build that got me through it. And I mourn every day. I mourn every day of my life. And when I look at my little girl, I see my mum. I actually see her. I see Bindi as a mini Lynn. I really do. She's such a she's a little cyclone, you know. I used to call my mum Cyclone Lynn because she was 5 foot nothing and just flat out like a lizard drinking. And guess what? Bindi is exactly the same. She is such a little dynamo, you know. She's just got all these Lynn traits, which is just fascinating to me. Absolutely fascinating. And yeah, it's tough, mate. You know what? It'll never go away. Anybody who has lost someone that is that close to you will always carry that pain. You know, you can cut my arm off, you can cut my legs off, but when you lose a family member like that, it hurts you, it devastates you forever.
You ever get down? You talked about being, you know, frightened by human behaviour.
Yeah.
What gets you down?
I've been down, mate. I've been down. I've been way down. I've been down as far as anyone can go down, mate. I lost my mum in a car crash. I went down. I went right down. I watched my dad suffer. I watched my whole family suffer. And I have never felt pain like that in my entire life, my friend. And what it did for me was it actually hammered home the whole family value thing and what it's like to have a family and everybody's someone's mum, you know. And I was down. I was down for the count. I was down for 2 years. I was down, way down. Pain.
You truly adore your parents, don't you?
I love my parents just so much, mate. You know, like my mum. How'd you be? You know, I was born on her birthday, and all she ever did was just love me and prop me up and get me back out in there. And my dad, just the legend of the universe. When I was the tiniest little kid, Andrew, I'd look up at my dad and, you know, he was like larger than life. He was just like this action hero. He was everything I wanted to be. And all I've done in my life is follow in his footsteps, mimic him and try to be him. And nowadays, I just try to make him proud, mate. Yeah, I love my parents like nothing else. It's just they are everything to me, absolutely everything. And the day that my mum went was the day I lost something. I lost something really big.
It's interesting when you say you've mimicked your parents, you look up to your dad, you've basically carried on the family business. Do you have a sense of yourself as yourself? What will it be for you when your father goes? Will you be able to be yourself?
I see my dad getting older and older and older. And I must admit I'm scared. I'm really, really scared that when I lose him that my life is going to change yet again. I am going to go down again. But I'm really lucky that I've got the most drop-dead gorgeous wife on earth who is just so strong and so passionate and so Steve-O orientated. Like she just... No, mate, you wouldn't... If I said, righto, sweetheart, today we're going to jump off a cliff, she'll go, righto. She'd pack a bag though.
Yeah.
But she'd go away.
Practical,
Like, I've got this thing. I've got the Terry factor, mate. I've got this wife that is so incredibly intelligent and strong that I reckon between us we'll get through it. And of course, my daughter she's going to be a Tibetan monk. She is like incredibly insightful. And when her gran died, she was very, very young, but, you know, she'd hold my hand and she'd give me strength.
Are what Steve sees as the true danger to humanity, not the untamed animals he encounters in the wild. These are the creatures that need help. Sharks, crocodiles, snakes, portrayed as evil monsters by centuries of bad PR. But to Steve Irwin, fascinating and lovable.
Oh, hey! 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 Let go, mate, let go. Hey! Let go, mate, let go. They're powerful. Hey, there he goes. Yeah. There, on my finger. Look at that, there's a nice pattern there. I swear I was going to go through life, yeah, women, I don't really give a rip, I'm jumping on crocs, I'm going surfing, I'm radical, I'm young, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever. Terry came in and hit me over the head with a big piece of wood, mate, and I haven't woken up yet.
Marriage didn't slow him down or change his style. His lifelong love of surfing carried on wherever he could find a wave. What has made a difference is the wear and tear on the body from so many violent wildlife encounters. Steve just kept pushing through his injuries, but then he was given the bad news. He could never surf again. After numerous stopgap operations, one of his badly damaged knees finally gave out completely. The only option for the future will be major surgery. This patch-up operation was to be the first of many, and the biggest challenge is always keeping him still long enough to recuperate.
I think what I'll do is I'll put a bandage on it.
After weeks of painful rehabilitation, he was back in action, determined to pick up where he left off. But unfortunately, there will be no more surfing.
I think most mothers would die for their kids. But I think, too, I feel very protective about them. I feel like I would kill for my kids. And the world is a battlefield. And I think you battle to make sure that your children are surrounded by goodness and hope and love.
My little daughter Bindi is just the light of my life, mate. No matter how hard things get, no matter how tough the road is, no matter how down I go, my little kid Bindi, mate, she just props her daddy straight back up. She is just the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. I love her more than life itself.
After a long process of strict conception procedures, baby number 2 is ready for the world.
Nice early start for the new kid.
Like their daughter Bindi, Steve was right there for the birth. He could never be anywhere else. The only thing that could ever keep him away from the animals he loves are the people he loves even more.
See, the head's fully down there now, Skipper.
It seems like the time is now, but there's more waiting to come.
1:30 contractions started coming, and then by 4 o'clock they were at 6.5 minutes. By 4:30 they were coming pretty well on top of each other. Nerve-wracking stuff, and painful too.
Oh, I just feel like it's in my lungs now.
Yeah, you're in a really uncomfortable position, mate.
Yeah, there's not much happening with it now, okay? So what we're going to do, I think, is give him a hand.
Okay.
Like anything else that comes into his life, Steve doesn't stand back and leave it to someone else. He's just as involved in the birth as he is with everything he does.
It's good. Keep going, keep going. Not bleeding. Not bleeding.
Up on the
Up there you go, you little glider. And what is it? It's a little boy. Come on. Up we go.
The birth of their baby gave the world one of the best-known infants, but not for reasons Steve and Terry could ever have anticipated or planned.
Going straight to sleep, you little rat bag. Now, you put your mum through heck.
You're a bit gurgly.
Yes.
We've got a whole team here to make sure you're not too giggly.
Well, what do you reckon? Just pull in the two dads.
I still like Robert.
Robert? Robert Clarence Irwin.
Imagine that. If there's one thing that I, Steve Irwin, would want to be remembered for, it's be remembered for passion and enthusiasm. Conservation is my job, my life, my whole persona. Right, so grabbed his head, pulled him out, and bang, he's born. And so for a month, you know, we've kept it quiet. No one knows. You know, it's all very hush-hush because, you know, as a family, you just, you know, you've got this little pink thing. He's only a week old, 2 weeks old, 3 weeks old. And now he's a month old. You know, he's got a control of his, you know, with his body, you know, just starting to be able to hold his head up. And I'm thinking to myself, right, now is the time to bring him out and show him to the world. Here is the grandest day of all grand days. I'm going to take my little baby Bob out to the world. I'm going to show him to everybody.
I was kind of portrayed as the mother who handed the baby over onto the altar to be sacrificed. That's kind of the portrayal that was made. It's amazing how an angle could be taken like that, when in fact it was the joy of sharing a family event with everyone.
I can't honestly say whether I would do the same thing, but I certainly didn't feel that there was anything wrong with what Steve did.
When a new baby comes into a family, the first thing the family does, without a doubt, is goes to see how the dog's going to react to the new baby. Every single family does it. You know, we've got a new baby and Sheppy is jealous. You know, we brought the baby home and Fluffy seems to like the baby. That's always the story. And without meaning to sound like we have Wednesday and Pugsley here, the Irwin family is a little bit different in that our lives are filled with wildlife. We have crocodiles in the backyard.
As far as the danger or the risks from the crocodile to baby Bob, there was absolutely none.
There were 11 people on standby as safety. There are people on backup, people who are spotters, and 6 of those people were in the fence so that they were on duty inside the enclosure with the crocodile.
So if it's all about just whether it was dangerous for Bob, it wasn't.
I think Steve was absolutely shocked at the reaction the media had to what he thought was a normal occurrence.
Steve had actually fed Murray 3 or 4 pieces of food and tied him right out before he even grabbed little baby Bob and went in there. So Murray was tired, he was at the end of his tether, he was ready to go back and go to sleep, so he was very calm, very slow.
So, out we come. In a very typical and a very familiar surrounding, in with crocodiles. My whole family was there, my dad, my sisters, all of their families, everyone from the zoo was there, and in addition we had the Buddhist nuns. They were there, and they were there to bless my little boy Bob. Right, they had the robe, they had the gold this, the gold that, and that thing, that beautiful ceremony they go through. It was fantastic. It was moving.
Baby Bob was introduced to public life in the Crocoseum at Australia Zoo, blessed by a group of visiting Buddhist nuns.
Steve Irwin. Irwin, and I'd like to welcome you to North Dakota. Well, this is going to be a trip of a lifetime. I'm going to take you and me to some places across the US that I've only ever dreamt of seeing. All the star national parks. We're going to start way up here in North Dakota, straight through the center of the US, all the way down to the Rio Grande, Texas, in my trusty van with my trusty... family! Woohoo! Let's get 'em! North America is absolutely chock-a-block full of national parks, and each and every one of them is completely unique in wildlife and geology. We're going to explore a whole stack of them, and by crikey, we'll have fun doing it. It's a different way of crossing the USA, a trip right through the middle of America's heartland, a great escape where my whole family get the chance to enjoy the incredible variety of 7 very different national parks with amazing wildlife and drop-dead gorgeous landscapes. We're going to cover a couple of 1,000 miles through 6 states.
George Washington?
For our 2-year-old baby Bob, it'll be an opportunity for unforgettable new experiences. And for daughter Bindi, a travel and wildlife veteran at age of only 7, she's still discovering her world and enjoying every new adventure. So we can relax and enjoy, we've enlisted a driver, Brian, so I can take on the role as navigator.
Been from Indochina to North Carolina, down every road and dirt track, and wherever I go, I let everyone know.
Well, we're only minutes away from Theodore Roosevelt Park, and to tell you the truth, I can't wait! I just want to get there and run around like a big old buffalo.
You might just get a surprise.
Theodore Roosevelt was a rancher in the area in the late 1800s before he was president. He actually shared this tiny cabin with his ranch hands. He slept upstairs in a loft below the steeply pitched roof. So this is a restoration of Theodore Roosevelt's Maltese cross cabin. It's fantastic. Have a go at the piece of history in here. Unbelievable. Beautiful rocking chairs made out of wood. Potbelly stove there to keep you nice and warm with a cup of coffee. What's that thing down there, Terry?
That's like a boot jack. You
Oh, boot jack for getting your feet off.
No, just your boots. If your feet come off, it probably didn't work properly. Robert was wondering where the potty is.
Oh, that's outside. We didn't have potties inside in those days.
No potty inside.
Here's where he'd write all of those beautiful things that he used to write.
Cup of tea.
Kitchen? What a beaut kitchen.
Cup of tea.
Yes, we could have a cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
And the bed, what a classic. You can imagine how warm buffalo fur would be.
Yeah.
Keeps buffaloes warm. All right, let's go, guys. Here we go. This is where Theodore Roosevelt actually wrote his memoirs of life as a cowboy in the years leading up to the first American presidency to start in the 20th century.
Yeah, it's a big old world, why don't you get up and go?
While there are a few hundred buffalo here, the first animals we spot are a small herd of wild horses.
I read the fall. Boy one. He might grow up to be the stallion.
Yeah.
You know, the stallion.
The boy one. The boy one.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yes, that's a blue horse. You don't see that very often.
Blue.
Yep.
Yeah. The biggest, strongest, best fighting male. The stallion, he's probably got the best genes. He actually runs the whole mob.
Yeah, and tells him what to do.
Yeah. Hey, you know more about horses than you can poke a stick at.
But you know what I've noticed? I think you've got the best genes.
Look at it.
Look what Robert found.
Oh,
Tell
what
Daddy
did you
what
get?
that is.
The animal.
That's an animal. Tell Daddy what kind of animal.
Rabbit.
Probably a jackrabbit.
Boy.
Jackrabbit. You show the camera. Show this camera here.
Rabbit.
The prairies around the Badlands are great habitat for the famous American bison, the biggest native animal on the continent.
Look.
We can look at them, but we can't pat them because they'll just run away.
Run away.
They'll run away.
They'll run away.
They'll run away.
We might call you Buffalo Bob.
Yeah, you Buffalo Bob.
Do.
Yeah. Buffalo.
You're a good boy wanting to feed the Oh, that one's coming. No. This is what the buffalo looks like, Bob Bob. Get mummy with your buffalo horns.
It's really, really not good.
Eat, baby.
Here, you eat that. When in North Dakota, do as the buffalo do.
While these buffalo keep moving away, they can also come straight at you at top speed. They're unpredictable and can be dangerous.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
What does the fairy dog say?
Wait.
Good boy.
Eat my emu.
Robert's just spotted an emu.
I don't think you'll see any emus this trip.
We're keeping a really close eye on Bob as he walks straight through a prairie dog town.
Dog one.
As well as these little blokes, there can also be rattlesnakes lurking down in their holes. But not today, just prairie dogs.
Here's how it works. Right, so they come up and that's where the mound is. The first one is the listening post. Then they go down and that's their toilet. This is their dry room. And there's the chamber. Sentries bark upon sensing danger. So see Bob out there, you listen.
A lot of farmers don't like prairie dogs, but they sure thrive in these national parks.
Prairie dogs live.
When it comes to stalking animals, there's nothing like a bit of professional help.
Look.
Good spotting, Robert.
Did you see one? So the trick is, you walk up, get to a distance, stop, look, and then move forward a bit more. So let's move forward just a little bit, like 3 steps, babe. Big ones, 3 big steps. Stop. Look at Bob, stalking with Bindi. How cute's that? See how he started to get nervous?
It's a park with incredible variety. Mountains, rivers, valleys, and the Badlands. Welcome to the Badlands, Theodore Roosevelt National Park. And what a great place to recreate. Fair dinkum, this place has got the best geography I reckon I've ever seen. Little Missouri Badland are fantastic, and this place has been etched out by wind and rain. Oh, you're a little quickie, Bob. On your mark, get set, go. Looking now, it's hard to believe this used to be wet and tropical millions of years ago. They've even found fossilised crocodiles.
You run like a rabbit.
The waterway down below is the Little Missouri River, steeped in Indian history. You can easily imagine their camps and the great buffalo hunts that sustained the tribes. It's taken 60 million years for the creeks and rivers to carve out this landscape, and thankfully it's preserved for the future as a national park.
What a great day. You stay with Mama. Me and Bindi run. Okay, go.
This park is the perfect memorial to President Theodore Roosevelt.
Way up your head.
You ever read the tortoise in the hare? We'll beat him.
Roosevelt came here to hunt bison and then worked as a cowboy.
I can't win this trick.
He was captivated by the natural beauty and became a true conservationist.
And the winner is Bubba. Don't look. Don't look, Mama.
It's incredibly spectacular, and there's a huge range of wildlife if you're patient and take the time to look.
It's nearly finished. Like it's a big mammal swimming. Yes. That is a beaver, isn't it?
And I never expected to end up on the Sunshine Coast or visiting Beerwah. But sure enough, driving by, there was this little tiny sign and this little tiny zoo, and I thought, I'll just go in to check it out. I went through the gate, and Australia Zoo opened up into these beautiful gardens and happy animals, and then there was a crocodile demonstration going on with this guy. This man was in with a crocodile talking about animals the way you talk about what you had for lunch. And now I'm going to feed this huge crocodile. Isn't he a little beauty? The man was saying. And I thought, well, I never really thought of crocodiles as beautiful, but I'll have a look. And I stood and listened to him talk about crocodiles, that they were passionate lovers and beautiful mothers and what special animals they were. I thought, hang on, I've never heard anyone talk like that. And then he handed the crocodile some food. It came screaming out of the water, grabbed the piece of food, and he was as calm as if he was mailing a letter in a letterbox. I was sold. I thought, this man is the most incredible guy I have ever seen. He's probably married. He's got to be taken.
When I saw Terry in the crowd, I looked up and our eyes met. And my heart just went bang, 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 just started thumping. It was love at first sight. I know this sounds like it's coming out of some Mills and Boon love novel, but it's true. Love at first sight. Next thing, whoa! I remembered where I was. Agro's trying to kill me. So I wound up the demo. Yep, thanks for coming. And then she stayed back and talked to me.
He said hello, and I think I said something really clever like hi.
And crikey, our love just went ballistic.
And at that precise moment, Laurie took a photograph of us. Now, that photo I still have to this day, and it is the funniest moment. I don't know if there's many married couples who have a photo of the exact moment they first met, but I'm lucky enough to have that shot.